Okay. I'm gonna do another record update, this time with records that I've had for quite a bit now, and just haven't shown them in any videos yet. So I guess I'll just keep these here. Yeah, a bunch of weird shit here. There's no actual black metal in this, strangely, because most of my videos are mainly black metal, and this just doesn't have any black metal at all, though 3 of these have black metal influences in them, which is enough for me. So, yeah. The first one's an album from last year, one that I didn't hear until after I had already made my end of the year list. I don't even know that I got this until sometime during the beginning of this year. Yeah, this is actually not, it's not black metal, but it is a crust punk hardcore album that has very, very black metal leanings. This is Young and in the Way with When Life Comes to Death. This is released on Death Wish Inc., I believe it is. Doesn't say it on the back here. Yeah, but this is a fantastic album. This album is just, it's crazy and it's disgusting sounding. And like I said, this is just very black metal inspired, like crust punk or hardcore or anything like that, which I'm really not that big of a fan of. There's a couple bands that I enjoy, like I really like Nails, and Nails is pretty much the other main one, but this is the best. Very, very inspired by Watain. It's very obvious, and it's very, very obvious. This band is they take a lot of their a lot of the inspiration comes from Watain, and yeah, I absolutely love this. I love the very simple packaging. It's got a pretty thick spine too, which I think is nice. But one of the coolest things about this, I think, is the actual gatefold itself. You can see in the light here, it just says When Life Comes to Death, and like a spot gloss on the inner gatefold, which I think is gorgeous. Very simple, but again, it's just very nice looking. Now, I don't exactly remember what this is limited to, but I know there was 3. I know there was 3 different pressings. There was one that was like gray, there's the clear one, and then there was one that was like black and gray, sort of like swirled together, which that was the one I mainly wanted to get, but I got this at the record store, so I didn't open it until after I had bought it. But this is actually the clear variant, which I think looks very, very nice. Very simple labels. I don't remember what this is limited to. I think it's like 500 or 300 or something like that, but I could be wrong. In fact, knowing me, I'm probably entirely wrong, but yeah. This is actually this is Young and in the Way's second album, which isn't bad for, you know, forming in 2009. 2 albums, and I believe they have a couple EPs or something like that. Their first album being titled I Am Not What I Am. That album is, while it's good, it's nowhere near as good as When Life Comes to Death. But yeah, these guys are from Charlotte, North Carolina, and they just fucking rule. And it comes with this huge fucking poster. Yeah, of the cover art there. I don't know that I'll ever be hanging that up, just because, you know, it is very simple, and I would want to get a frame for it. The frames that are this big are expensive. You got lyrics on the back and stuff like that. It's pretty cool. Though it's not very practical, and it's certainly not convenient if you do want to read the lyrics, to open that big fucking poster. But you know, whatever. What do I know? So yeah, that's very, very good stuff. That's Young and in the Way, When Life Comes to Death. Definitely check that shit out. I will put a song link in the description. I am not sure which one. Maybe Loved and Unwanted. Fuck This Life is a good song. I'll figure it out, and I'll put a song in the description. Definitely check this out if you have not, because it's very, very good. So that is Young and in the Way, When Life Comes to Death. And yeah, check that shit out. Looking forward to whatever they do next. The next one is actually an album that I've been obsessed with lately, over the past few months, and I don't see it calming down anytime in the near future. This is a Shitfucker, Suck Cocks in Hell. This album is amazing. just besides the absolutely killer riffs, the instruments just as a whole are perfect, and they go along very, very well with the very sort of dark reverbed vocals, which I think that just are absolutely amazing. And I believe the vocalist goes by Demon Bitch, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Demon Bitch. That's pretty awesome. Yeah, absolutely amazing stuff. This is, unfortunately, this is the censored cover art. I have shown the uncensored cover art, which I will show again if you are unfamiliar. That is the uncensored cover art right there. This is the European version. The reason that there had to be a European version is because, thanks to fucking German law, the swastika is not allowed to be portrayed in any manner at all. So there had to be some alternate artwork, and that's this, which I don't like near as much. But yeah, it's kind of hard to justify spending around $100 for alternate artwork. So yeah, until a reissue comes or until I find one for a decent price, I'll just stick with this because this is still fun. That's the back cover there, which is very nice. Yeah, this stuff is amazing. I think on Hell's Headbangers you can still get this, and I think under the genre it says Motor-Erotic Black Thrash, which I think is a perfect way to describe the sound of this album. It's the Gatefold here. We got pictures of a guy cutting off his own dick and stuff like that. The lyrics on that side, amazing stuff. Unfortunately, Hell's Headbangers only had the black vinyl left. They didn't have the. I think it was like one of them was it was like purple, yellow, and black stripes or something like that, which looked pretty cool. The other one was the American edition, which was plain red. And this was the only one that was left of that. But either way, you know, it's the same fucking album, and the album still rules all the same. This also comes with a poster. Yeah, I cannot wait to hear what Shitfucker does next. They have a, that's the poster there. They have a split coming out with Midnight that'll be exclusive to Hell's Head Bash, which I'm obviously going to get one of those because guys are absolutely amazing, and I would love to hear more material from them. But yeah, if you're not too familiar with Shitfucker, they're from Michigan. They formed in like 2005, if I'm not mistaken, and they put out like 3 demos, a few EPs, a split, and a compilation before they released their first album. And if I could get this fucking poster back in here, that'd be magnificent. Thank you. So yeah, I haven't heard most of their other stuff, like from the EPs and shit like that, but doesn't matter. This band is amazing. This shit is amazing. Definitely check out Suck Cocks in Hell. The first actual track on this thing after the intro, called Smash Your Skull, that's the song I'm going to leave in the description for you because that is my favorite song on this album, bar none. Check that shit out. Shitfucker is amazing. So, my word is gospel, so you must listen to it and buy their things. Next up is a band from Brazil, if I'm not mistaken. I don't show many bands from Brazil, but this is one of my favorite. This is Sex Trash with Sexual Carnage. Worship the boobies if you want to, because there are boobies on this cover, and obviously that is just, you know, that sold me, because that's all I need, being a guy and all. That's the back there. Pictures of the band and whatnot. I believe these guys formed in like 1989 or something like that, and this is their first album. Comes with this really nice sort of brown marbled color. This was actually released, this was repressed twice last year. Once on Osmos and once on Grey Haze, and this is the Grey Haze pressing. I wanted to get the Osmos one because I know it had like I'm pretty sure it had like a book or like, you know, pages attached to the inner gatefold on the inside, which, you know, it's sort of like they did with the Necromancer represses from last year. But unfortunately I wasn't quick on the draw and ended up missing it. But yeah, actually, you know what? I'm pretty sure these guys formed in '86, and this is their debut album from 1990. Yeah, I think they've only released 2 albums since then, but I believe they are still active. I believe the other 2 albums, One of them was called Rape from Hell, which I haven't listened to, but that sounds fucking awesome. And I believe the other one was called Funeral Serenades, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, awesome cover here. The gatefold is awesome too. There's more boobies, and they're even bigger because it's a gatefold. And don't you worry, there's more boobies yet. That's one side of the booklet right there with boobies. These are cartoon boobies, unfortunately, but don't fret because there's real boobies on the back. So yeah, I really like the visual aspects of this album. I think it's all really, really cool. Yep, band members, all the lyrics right there. This is absolutely awesome stuff. I believe this says, actually, it says for fans of Black Witchery and Sarcophago. Sarcophago, I could agree with that. Black Witchery, I don't know why the fuck anybody would like compare those two, but whatever. Yeah, I don't know. This just to me doesn't really say. I don't feel Black Witchery in this at all. But yeah, this is like sort of blackened death thrash, sort of. I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain. It doesn't really fit snugly into any one genre, so yeah. But you know, nonetheless, very, very good stuff. If this would stop giving me a fucking yeah, sex trash, sexual carnage, awesome, awesome stuff. Definitely check that out. Again, I don't know what song I'm gonna leave in the description. I'll step through them and I'll find one that I like the most. Maybe Seduced by Evil. I remember that song was pretty fucking cool. Yeah, check that shit out. Very, very good stuff. Here's another album from last year, except this one did make it on my end of the year list. I believe this came number 6, if I'm not mistaken. Awesome, awesome stuff. This is Exodus with Blood In, Blood Out. This is really the only other Exodus album besides Bonded by Blood that I care at all for. Yeah. I mean, and I really don't understand how somebody could not like this album. I maybe understand why the vocals might bother some people, but the riffs on this album make up for any shortcoming that it would have anywhere else. It's absolutely amazing. I don't know what it was, but I was at work, and when I saw they were releasing a new album and they released the song, I believe Salt the Wound, for some reason I just really wanted to listen to it. You know, having not liked anything they've done since, you know, like 1986 or whatever the fuck. You know, I don't know why I wanted to hear it, but I went into the break room at work and I listened to the song and I was just blown away, man. The song is a blast, and you know, it made me really excited for the album as a whole. And the album as a whole did not disappoint me. Their Salt the Wound is probably my favorite track on this thing. Every other song is still really, really good. So yeah, you got a pretty awesome looking gatefold here with all the band members. Just some credits and shit down there. Yeah, these guys have been around forever. They're from California. And if you don't know who Exodus is, then, I mean, I really don't know. I don't know what to say to you. This is Exodus' 10th album. And it's their first with Zetro, or Steve, I think his name is. Yeah, it's his first album since like 2004. Fuck, Tempo of the Damned or something like that. I think that's the name of the album. But I believe that's it. I can't remember. Yeah, this album is just a huge step up. You got inner sleeves here. This album is just an absolutely huge step up from Exhibit B, I think it's called, The Human Condition or something like that. Yeah, that's the cover right there without the logos and stuff like that. More lyrics on this side. Absolutely awesome. I am going to leave a link for the song Salt the Wound, because like I said, that's my favorite song. Just go to any song on this album and just listen to the main riffs. Just listen to all the riffs. It's absolutely incredible. I love this album. This is one of those albums that made it on my list last year because it's a load of fun, and that's enough, especially for this album. So yeah, absolutely amazing stuff. Blood In, Blood Out. Exodus is awesome. Well, they have 2 albums that make them awesome. And yeah, I mean, if you've never listened to Exodus at all, definitely listen to either this or Bonded by Blood. Everything else is pretty much no bueno, but you know, to each his own. So that's Blood In, Blood Out, really awesome stuff. And definitely check out the song Salt the Wound, because that shit is awesome. I got one more for you. Death metal legends from California. And I think you probably know who I'm talking about. This is Autopsy with Acts of the Unspeakable. Goddamn, this fucking album is just so fucking good. Autopsy obviously has been around since the mid 80s, maybe 87 I think they formed. And this is their third album from '92, if I'm not mistaken. The back cover is very, very simple compared to the rest of the artwork on this thing. You know, with the art, that front right there, just being a very little square of a much bigger picture. This being the bigger picture. I'll give you a second to look at that because that shit is nuts. Yeah. And that's the actual album cover right there. Yeah. You can look at this for as long as you want and you'll keep finding new shit that's just absolutely nuts. Artwork done by Mr. Kent Matthew. Crazy, crazy fucking shit. I think he also did artwork for Severed Survival. I'm not sure if he did Mental Funeral or not. I guess it would make sense being that this is, you know, after Mental Funeral and Severed Survival is before Mental Funeral, so I don't know why they would have chosen a different artist then, but, you know, whatever. This was reissued in 1996 with the Fiend for Blood EP, which I would really, really love to get, simply because the Fiend for Blood EP by itself is, it's not easy to find. So, but like I said, this was reissued with the Fiend for Blood artwork on the back, and I guess it was probably double OP, and the second record had Fiend for Blood on it, which I would love to get. Like I said, Fiend for Blood is an absolutely killer EP. That's the label there. I like their pretty old school looking label on this side, and then more of the cover art on that side, which is very, very nice looking. Obviously this album is, you know, it's Autopsy doing Autopsy. The drums sound very, very, they have this very, very natural sound to them, but they also sound really gross. Chris Ryford's vocals sounds like he's puking up his insides, which is always awesome. And the vocals on this album are actually very, very high in the mix, giving it this very creepy atmosphere, which is one of my favorite things about this album. This is one of my favorite Autopsy albums. Not my favorite. My favorite is Severed Survival, but this is still really, really good. I would say Mental Funeral is my second favorite, and then this. So kind of just in order up until Shit Fun, because though Shit Fun is a great album in my opinion, it's one of their weaker ones for sure. But yeah, Autopsy is great. Absolutely amazing. If you've never listened to this, then I don't know. I'm going to leave you a song in the description again, of course. I don't know which one, maybe Funeral Reality or An Act of the Unspeakable. Those are great songs. Yeah, this is an amazing album. You should all know Autopsy because they're fucking awesome. And yeah, California death metal at its very, very finest. So yeah, that's all 5 records I'm going to show for this part. I have a bunch more waiting to be shown. I have quite a few more coming through the post, and yeah, so I'll be back soon with more videos of me showing you records that I hope you care about, or maybe you'll at least find something cool from the things that I show. So yeah, definitely check out all 5 songs in the description, and yeah, that's all I've got for you guys. So until next time, stay tuned and take care.